I watched a really interesting video today about Star Wars. Don't stick with me here; it's not gonna get that nerdy. But it was more about the concept of the Stormtroopers being these faceless, expendable bad guys, and we feel nothing for them as they die one after another. But the whole point of maybe the Force Awakens, the one with that black gentleman and Daisy Ridley, he was a stormtrooper at the beginning, and the beginning of that starts with his stormtrooper buddy dies on a stormtrooper battlefield, and his buddy's like bloody handprint goes on Finn's face. I think his name was the character.
Yes.
And now I don't want to be a stormtrooper anymore. I'm a good guy. But the whole concept of that means that all of the stormtroopers are just child soldiers who just need like a moment of waking up and being a decent person.
No,
And
the
then-
other ones aren't deserters like this punk. This punk sees one bad day and suddenly he wants to not fight anymore.
He
He's a
goes
quitter.
full PTSD while his buddies die around him and breaks from his child soldier
You make
life and the
excuses
Empire.
for him.
And runs away, joins the rebellion, and then in the same movie, he's the gunner in their ship, killing his buddies, and he's going, "Woo! Did you see that one?" Like he's gunning that, like da 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 da. It would be the same as if, like, now imagine it's World War II movie, and he was the good Nazi. The one stormtrooper takes his helmet off. That's what they called the Nazis, right? The originally a World War I thing, German thing. They were the storm men. Right, but then they carried that over into sort of a paramilitary group under Hitler. And anyway, the good Nazi joins like our side, and then later on, he's immediately just killing other Nazis, and he's like, "Yes, die, you scum! Teach you to mess with
Yeah.
these Jews, right, guys? Right?
Right?
so
we are on the
suspicious.
same team. I know about rockets too. You know.
You'd be like, "Don't trust him."
Yeah, of course not. You'd be like, he's still a fucking Nazi, bro. Like,
That's the thing about being a pilot. Like you cause all the same like destruction and death and horribleness and PTSD that anybody else in the military does, but you don't experience it. You do it from afar and you either live or die, right? Because people in planes die, but it's just all for on. There is no slow, degrading 1,000-mile stare from pressing the button 2 miles away.
Yeah, that's why I always say like Air Force is such a clear-cut winner, because like nowadays, especially with the drone stuff, you could be essentially playing video games, you know, in a bunker somewhere, like back stateside even. Like
I think they make the most money.
I think usually they've got those guys like somewhere in like the region or maybe even really close, depending on what they're flying. But I definitely have seen instances of like some guys in California flying that shit, killing people in the Middle East. You know, like that's a whole different kind of battlefield. I'm sure you could get PTSD from that. Like eventually you could be like doing the math in your head if you're a rational human being and be like, that was 87 people. 87 people today.
Yeah. A whole wedding party.
Yeah. And at the wrong one at that. Right? Like, I wanted to talk. I tried to watch a couple of shows this week because I like having shows to bring to you guys to recommend. Not just YouTube, but you know, the fans at large. I like to come with some good suggestions, some deep cuts if I can. But I wanted to see what was going on with the Star Wars shit on Disney. I knew there was a show called Andor, and I knew that I still hadn't watched the Obi-Wan stuff. So I put Obi-Wan Kenobi on, this 6-episode mini thing that they did, bringing back the old cast, the whole old cast. Even Hayden Christensen is there as Darth Vader.
Yeah.
And I thought I was really gonna like it. And for some reason, Obi-Wan Kenobi is a pussy. And he's afraid to fight anybody, and he's so incompetent. He like Woody could beat him up, no problem. like this guy, like he got in like one fight that was impressive, and it was like two regular guys are like beating the Jedi Master up in like a hallway. Like two regular guys are just beating his ass, and then like Darth Vader shows up, and I shit you not, he runs. Like I don't mean he's like gives him that sort of like stoic, like not today, Vader. He like pussies out and like runs, and Darth Vader is like, "Fuck, bitch," and like has to chase him down and literally drag him over the coals. And that's when I stopped watching. I watched 3.5 fucking hours of that, and the last thing I saw was when he finally did get to have to face Darth Vader, he just pussied out and got beat up, and like. It was embarrassing. And then a robot came in and drug him away. And Darth Vader acted like he couldn't walk around the small fire that he himself had created the robot like walked away at the speed of smell, like with the body of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and a team of stormtroopers and Darth Vader watches he leaves, I guess, and there's a fire right in front of him, and it's like Darth Vader could fly over that fire. I think he could definitely like force it out,
walk through it. He's in a special suit.
He's in his suit anyway. He's probably afraid of fire though, because he just got all burnt up 10 years ago. So I give him that
he's
one.
Immune.
But he could fling a stormtrooper over there, or he could be like, fucking run through the fire or I'll kill you all. And they would. Like, it was nonsense. And I'd had enough of pussy one Kenobi. He was such a vagina. And they paired him with like baby instead. I thought there might be some Luke Skywalker interaction. No, the first 3 episodes anyway, he's hanging out with Princess Leia, and she's a little cunt. She's a little 10-year-old cunt. Oh, I don't believe you're a Jedi Master. Make something fly. And it's like, don't you? You were just kidnapped and taken across the galaxy. I've given up my entire life to be here. I'm risking the galaxy to save you. I can't make things fly. Yeah. Oh, well, fuck off then, old man. And they keep making old jokes.
You're going to fuck your brother, perv.
So I thought, but I'd heard that, okay, this is the like the nonsense Disney shit. Okay. They had to make, oh, and the bad guy is like a big boss black woman, of course. Like she's what Obi-Wan fears the most. She's like the Inquisitor.
More than Darth Vader?
Oh, she's so scary. She's a real boss bitch. You don't even know.
What can she do? Is she?
She's so hard. She threatens men left and right. She'll like grab a white guy up by the collar and be like, "Next time." She'll get him.
But what about powers? Can she summon? Is she powerful?
Yeah. She's got a lightsaber, and she's like an Inquisitor. She's like an evil Sith and like junior Inquisitor or some shit. But she's like a low grade one, and I feel like it's supposed to be racism. They're like mad because of the poor planet she's from or something. Like, we know where we found you, and it's like, where? Who fucking cares? She could like make things fly or something. But like she's the boss bad bitch.
Little ham-handed commentary,
and we're real scared of her. I thought Darth Maul was going to be a central figure in this. I can't believe they just immediately hauled out Darth Vader and made James Earl Jones come do the voice. Thank God he retired finally. Put that shit to rest. And I saw Hayden Christensen doing like fucking karate with his plastic George Lucas lightsaber, getting ready for the role. And it's like, dude, you don't need to be fit for this. They could Gollum you in a heartbeat. You're here for headlines. Like they don't need you in that goddamn suit. So I thought, all right, this is the lame shit. Andor's the gritty hard shit. That's what I should watch. Everybody's raving about this Andor thing. I think there's even 12 episodes of it, like a whole bunch of it to watch. 4 hours of that I watched before I could take no more. I could just take.
What happened when you stopped?
Who cares about this guy? I don't care I don't care if the guy wins or loses. I don't care about his sister. It sounds like his sister was a whore and she ran off from home or something. That's what I'm reading. And all I get from him is, I want to find my sister. He's like a Jon Snow with no personality. And that's saying something, because Jon Snow doesn't have much of a personality. This guy is just like upset, bored, upset and like worried all the time. And that's it.
I watched the whole thing. I'm stupid, but I don't even remember the sister part of the storyline.
That was this whole motivation.
I thought he was making money with the thing he was trying to sell at the beginning, and then the guy had a job opportunity for him. And
right off the bat, he's like questioning at a brothel. He's like, "Have you seen my sister?" And they're like, "Where's she from?" He like tells him the planet that he's from, and that's what gets him in all the hot water. Because then he goes and like 2 guys try to hold him up, and he kills them both. And when I saw him kill both those guys, I was like, "Ooh, all right." So the good guy just smoked 2 guys like right off the bat, and now he's got to like hide the murder. I thought, but it moves so slowly after that, and they're trying to make me care about him or develop his character, I suppose. But they have failed. They have failed miserably because I dislike him.
You didn't get to the last 3 or 4 episodes, the part where it slows down. Like, it is.
You know what I did like? There's this like imperial lackey, like this like junior officer or some shit, and he's Scottish or something.
Who modified his uniform?
He not him, but the guy his hype man. Like there's this one guy who wants to make a big deal out of the murder, but he's got no real power. And if he didn't have somebody who was enthused about his ideas, it probably wouldn't go anywhere. but he finds that chubby Scottish imperial hype man who's like a sergeant or something, like he's between an officer and like a regular grunt, and he's just like, oh, you gotta be careful where we're going. These scum, they gotta be put in their places, lads. And he's like hyping the crew up, and then he's like, now, sir, any words for the men? And he's taken aback. He's like, wait, oh, you work for me? That's right. I thought you were so authoritative. I thought that okay, yeah, we're gonna go in there. And it's like, that guy was cool. I could have watched. He needs a show. But the Lando Calrissian Andor cocksucker, whoever that guy with the dark features, as they describe him, because they don't want to say like Hispanic spaceman, I guess. Like, yes, he had dark features. What do you mean? Dark. Like, which color in particular? Pick one. Mauve. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, Andor.
The brown spaceman.
Everybody loves Andor. I don't get it. I watched it. I watched the whole thing through. I saw it to the end. I saw the first 10 episodes and thought it was over because it's like
kind of coming to a
I'll
close.
say it as a spoiler. He escapes from a place. So I was like, oh, that's how it ends.
Oh, does he get away in the end?
10 is a normal episode count. Well, it turns out there's 2 more episodes after he gets away. Okay. Yeah. I don't.
Someone mentioned that to me. I didn't want to like.
If it wasn't Star Wars, no one would pay attention. Sorry,
I only watched 3 or 4 episodes. No, you're good. You're good. I only watched 3 or 4 episodes, but I didn't care for what I watched, and I was trying. Like it was. I was like, I was giving it my full attention. I was trying to watch that shit. I did appreciate the guest. They have like a different guest star in every episode. The first episode, it was the woman who played Harry Potter's mom in the movies. I know she's done more than that. She's a really accomplished actress, but that's where I know her from. And but then they had that Scottish sergeant. He was in like the 3rd episode. I liked him a lot, but the story I didn't care. And they kept having this flashbacks to his childhood where they're like indigenous dart blowing tribes people. And you know how I feel about those people, Woody.
They need to die.
They need to wake the fuck up and get on the same page as the rest of the world. All right, what fucking century is it? Absurd.